everyone, my name is Ariane. I am a luxury travel advisor based in Vancouver, Canada, and today is travel day. I am heading from the Racha, which is on Ko Racha, south of Phuket. We travel by speedboat from the Racha to Chalong Bay Pier. Then we board a private transfer which will take us from Chalong Bay Pier to the Phuket Airport, and then we fly to Chiang Mai. So it's going to be a very busy travel day today. I'm so excited to take you guys along with me on my journey to Chiang Mai. I left my bags outside. Those were just picked up a few moments ago, and now I am heading down for breakfast before we board our speedboat to Chalong Pier. So let's go. After a light breakfast at Earth Cafe, we unfortunately left the Racha. I had a great stay at the Racha and highly recommend this property if you're looking for a place to stay in the Phuket area. On our way back to Phuket, we had a beautiful sunrise from the boat. Once we arrived at Chalong Bay Pier, we, along with our luggage, were taken back to the Racha's reception lounge in Chalong Bay, where we were met with our private transfer to take us back to the Phuket Airport. Once we arrived at the domestic terminal at the Phuket Airport, we checked in for our flight to Chiang Mai with Thai Smile Airways. The domestic terminal at the Phuket Airport was still quite quiet in comparison to what I've seen it before. My flight from Phuket to Chiang Mai took about an hour and a half from gate to gate. Due to the regulations at the time of my flight in March, the Thai government had banned food and drinks to be served on domestic flights. So we did have food service on our Singapore Airlines flight into Phuket, as that was an international flight, but domestic flights within Thailand in March were not serving food and beverage items. However, you were given a grab bag as you walked off the aircraft. The flight attendants also sanitized every handle to the overhead compartments, which I thought was great. This was also the first time where it was very regimental in how you actually departed the aircraft. So they did actually deplane row by row, and you were encouraged to actually stay seated, which I thought was actually a really great way of deplaning in times of the pandemic. Once we arrived into Chiang Mai, we were greeted by our guide Tui and our driver, and we were driven into the historical center of Chiang Mai. So the historical center does have a wall around it and also a moat, which is really interesting. We were taken for a local lunch at Huen Phen to experience a northern dish called Khao Soi. Khao Soi is a traditional northern Thai dish, which is a delicious curry broth with noodles served with a piece of chicken and crispy fried noodles on top. I actually really enjoyed it. We then drove to our hotel, which was 137 Pillars House in Chiang Mai. Once we arrived at 137 Pillars House, we were welcomed with a cold towel and a refreshing welcome drink. I stayed in room 25, which was one of the Racha Brook Suites. It was a beautiful 70 square meter room with a 4-poster king bed, fully stocked bar cart, a closed-in conservatory balcony, a stunning bathroom with claw-footed tub, a closet area, and an outdoor shower. I loved the decor of the room. It had so many historical photos of old Chiang Mai and the property of 137 Pillars House, as this was part of the Borneo Company's headquarters. 137 Pillars House is a stunning 30-suite boutique hotel with a rich colonial past. It was built around the original colonial teak homestead, which dates back to the late 1800s. I was so impressed by the details in the suite, and my butler Toto was very attentive and very friendly. He even made me a lovely pot of chamomile tea later in the evening to welcome me back after our group dinner. I also had these lovely welcome treats in my room waiting for me, which was made out of chocolate and a fresh coconut. It was really, truly a great little surprise. 137 Pillars House in Chiang Mai also has a lovely pool area surrounded by a living wall. The beautifully restored homestead is where you'll find Palette, a Michelin plate restaurant, the dining room, and Jack Bain's bar. They also offer afternoon tea service here as well at an additional charge. "137 Pillars House was so gracious to host a beautiful tasting menu dinner for our group. It was such a beautiful setting, and it ended with us eating out under the stars. The meal that we had at 137 Pillars House was absolutely exquisite, and it was so delicious. It was definitely one of my favorite meals of the trip. Hi friends! So it is now time for bed. I had an amazing dinner tonight. It was such a beautiful setting. As I mentioned, Palette is actually a Michelin plate restaurant here in Chiang Mai, and it was an absolutely stunning hosted dinner. So thank you again so much to the Thailand Tourism Authority and also 137 Pillars House. This is absolutely an amazing property, and I can't wait to show you more in the upcoming episodes. And I have a bit of an early morning tomorrow. We are actually going to see the elephants tomorrow. So I'm definitely going to be heading to bed now. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Obviously, there's no charge to subscribe. It just helps support my channel so that I can bring you more amazing videos like this one. So definitely be sure to stay tuned next week when I show you guys what I got up to with the elephants. So thank you again so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye!